everybody, and welcome to another cooking episode with me, K1 Mildred. And it's always a pleasure to have somebody on the island with me. Today I'm going to be making something very special. One of the best vegetables in the whole wide world. And that is nothing else but Eru. I'm going to be cooking Eru this afternoon. Eru is a vegetable that is wild grown in Cameroon, in the southern part of Cameroon, and is eaten by the Bayangis, the Manu people, and it's also eaten in Nigeria, some parts of Nigeria, and they call it Okazi. So what we need Eru leaves. I'm using fresh Eru leaves, already chopped. We're going to need spinach, and this is frozen spinach, like a kilogram of spinach for 300 grams of Eru. I measured that, and you can be sure of the measurement. Is 300 grams and a kilogram of spinach. You're going to need crayfish. Crayfish is like the most important ingredient when you're making Eru. It's the most important. And after crayfish, you need seasoning cubes, Maggi cubes, and smoked fish. But I don't have smoked fish, so I'm going to make use of this. And I'm going to need palm oil. Palm oil is absolutely necessary for Eru. And you're going to need assorted meat. I already boiled the meat. I have beef. I have some snails, dried snails. I have cow skin, and I have beef tripe, which is already cooked. It's already boiled. It's boiled already. That took me like 30 minutes to get this ready because I didn't want to keep you all waiting. So I already made this before time. I boiled it with some salt and some seasoning cube. So that's already done. And if you really want to have questions, you want to ask me how I boil this, feel free to ask in the comment section and I'm going to answer. So that said, let's get straight into our cooking. That was already boiled. I'm just going to add this special fish. But you can add smoked fish. Really, if you need smoked fish for that, but anything works. See our meat. I chopped it into small pieces because I like it that way. I just want that when you get in there, when you're dipping it with your fufu, you already have it chopped, eatable sizes. You don't have to bite and struggle with it. So some people like it in big chunks, but I like it in small pieces just because it's me. I like it that way. So my meat is boiling already, the assorted meat. So what do I just put in my Eru leaves. Just like that. Put your Eru leaves right in there. Then you stir, you give it a good mix. Just stir in your Eru leaves into the meat. And at this point, I'm going to throw in my spinach and just give it a mix. This takes no time to make. Once you have your meat cooked, Eru comes together in a matter of minutes. And I'm using spinach. So you want to give it a good mix till everything comes together in a happy union, because you don't want them standing apart. So guys, you just keep on stirring your Eru, your pot of Eru. You keep stirring it, and I'm going to add in some water, just a little bit of water to let it cook. That's me. I like my Eru really soft. Some people don't like it soft, which is totally okay, but because my household and I would prefer it soft, I'm just adding in some water into my Eru, and I'll let it just simmer for like 5 minutes. Then we'll proceed with the other ingredients. My Eru has been cooking for like 10 minutes, and I'm sure is the right time for me to throw in my crayfish. Remember, you can make Eru without beef, but you cannot make Eru without crayfish. You absolutely need crayfish because crayfish really gives it that authentic Eru taste. So you just throw in crayfish, then a seasoning cube, one. You can throw in one seasoning cube. And by the way, Eru is rich in dietary fiber, very rich. So if you want to increase your fiber intake, then you have to make some Eru. And our last thing to go in will be palm oil. What makes Eru is palm oil as well. You want to see that red. Next, that comes from palm oil. Just throw in. That's like a cup of palm oil, or a little bit more than a cup of palm oil. Look at that. We just give our palm oil like 5 minutes to get cooked. Then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay guys, our Eru looks perfect now. It's not dry, it's not too wet. It's totally cooked. And at this point you can taste for seasoning. Yeah, that's the trick. You can always taste, and if you want to add a seasoning cube, Maggi, just go right ahead and add 1 cube if your taste buds tells you to do so. But my Eru at this point is perfect, and we're just going to dive right in to the best part of cooking. And you know the best part? My best part of cooking is tasting the food. So I'm just going to work my spoon in there. Oops. Perfect. I like to see the snails, the beef, the cow skin, everything. Just like to see it. And I also like to see some oil. Well, I didn't use a lot of oil, but you can feel free to use more oil. I'm going with the healthier option. The best part. I'm having it with gari. You can have it with fufu, yam fufu, water fufu, any cassava product goes best with Eru. But I'm having gari. This Eru is so good. It is delicious. Everything, the assorted meat, everything put together. You have to make this. Honestly, you just have to do it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. You can like us on Facebook. You can like us. You can follow my blog. And remember to share the video. Thanks so much. Until next time, keep being good and keep eating good food. Bye.